I was supposed to find out the gender of my baby, but I got some bad news instead. Hey guys, it's Shay. Welcome back to another story time. This story actually happened to me when I was living in Memphis, so we're about to talk about it. Let's take you back to 2020. I had been really tired this week and I was craving chicken nuggets. I kept wanting to go to McDonald's, just really tired for no reason at all. I thought, well, I haven't got my period yet. I better go and take a pregnancy test at the facility that we were going to. I was going to this women's facility in Memphis. And so that's what I did. I took my kids with me and I went. They have you pee in a cup and then you wait a while and then they let you know the results. Upon finding out the results, I found out that I was indeed pregnant. This would have been my fourth baby at the time, and it wasn't really planned. It just sort of happened, but we went with it anyway. So, okay, found out I was pregnant, went about my normal life, went to my first ultrasound. At my first ultrasound, I'm not really sure how far along I was. All I know is that the lady on the ultrasound, she couldn't really find a heartbeat. She told me, don't really worry about anything, give it a few weeks. It's too early on, and that's why they couldn't find a heartbeat. So that's what we did. We waited for a few more weeks. Come the next time I'm supposed to get an ultrasound, I was supposed to find out the gender of the baby. Or at least the heartbeat. But neither one of those two things happened because the ultrasound technician looked at me and she said, I'm not finding a heartbeat again, so we're going to go ahead and send you upstairs. Upstairs is where all the nurses was and where we usually see the doctor. So when I got up to the doctor, they drew my blood and then I went into this room to talk to me. They said according to the ultrasound, it looked like the baby stopped growing at so many weeks. When I read the paperwork, it said the baby stopped developing at 6 weeks. So at this point, they called it a missed miscarriage. A couple weeks later, we checked my blood count and my HCG levels were declining, which means I did in fact lose the baby. So they gave me two options. I could either stay at home until the process happened naturally, or I can schedule to get a D&C done. A D&C is a fancy word to say abortion, but a medical one where they have to go in and remove everything so that way you don't end up getting sepsis or go and have an infection. So that's what we did. We got scheduled up because I didn't feel like going through that experience at home or even waiting on it. They scheduled me for the D&C and then surgery day finally came. Of course, my parents and everybody that, like, family, friend-wise, they're 2 hours away because we lived in Memphis at this time and they lived in Arkansas. My fiance at the time had to stay home with the kids because I had to go by myself given the fact that nobody else could watch the children. So during surgery, they removed everything and then I went home in an outpatient procedure the same day. I just remember being so scared, and I also made like a YouTube video of as soon as I woke up from the doctor and the experience that I went through, and it was just really hard because I wanted that baby and then I was so excited for it, and then you never think something like that will happen to you, but then it does. One thing I had to say though was that when I was in the doctor's office, the lady said, well, now they're in heaven, don't cry about it. And I'm just like, what kind of doctor says that to someone who just found out that they had a miscarriage? That was just insane to me. Like, I did not like Memphis doctors at all whatsoever. But I guarantee I wouldn't have said that to a patient, you know what I mean? Like, that was horrible. Anyways, you guys, thank you for listening to this story time. Leave me a comment below if you ever had to go through a miscarriage or an abortion, medical grade 1, or anything like that by yourself because you didn't have nobody else to be there for you. Make sure to like, share, and repost this video so I can share with others. See y'all in the next video.